Hi guys, it's Amanda here and welcome to the studio. Welcome to another Friday and Inspirational Shorts, where I share with you a particular supply, tool or book that I'm using, that I have used, and yeah, hopefully just to give you a little bit of inspiration to see whether it's something that you would like to use yourself in your creative practice. As always, I try and keep these short, so if you want to see a tutorial for any of the products that I share, then leave a comment in the description below. No, leave a comment below, not in the description. All the products I have, or that I'll be showing you, are ones that I brought over the years. Some, because of their age, may be out of stock now, but there may be alternatives. So where I see the alternatives available, I will leave that in the description below. It's been really great for me sharing some of the supplies that I have, and I wish I had somebody who had shown me. I mean, there were YouTube videos. I mean, I'm not going back that far, you know, where it's just like when we were using slate. But it's just really to share some of the tools and supplies, and I kind of use some of mine not slightly differently. I will show you the way that you should use it or can use it, and there are alternatives, so you can kind of often substitute a supply or a tool, or, you know, kind of go beyond what the makers thought that might be possible. So yeah, let's get on with today. Today we're going to be talking about glue guns and some of the different types of glue guns you can get, and I'll just show you a cross section of the ones that I have purchased over time. And what else? There was something else I was going to say. Yes, the word for today. The word for today is intuitive. And when I think of that word, it's, you know, like where you're thinking of doing something. It's not going to be an explanation of the word, but like where, you know, intuitively you do something and it works out, and it's because you listen into your inner guidance. That's the way I would see it, and that's kind of like the way that I work in terms of my art. I don't pre-plan a particular piece. I allow it to organically grow, and then it starts to develop, and then the characters come out of the piece and have a story to tell. Now, sometimes the story is something to do with me, other times it's to do with maybe a supply that I'm using, like I've recently been using clay. The clay pieces, I've been finding clay pieces out in my garden. So where we live now, the whole of this area used to be a plantation, and so the clay pieces I'm finding are the clay from the clay pots that we use, that the men and women, the enslaved men and women who lived here used to carry. And so they have stories. I think everything has an energy, so there's a story embedded in the clay. Anyway, but we're not talking about clay or pottery, we're talking about glue guns. So let's get on. Thank you for joining me, and yeah, let's go on. Okay, welcome. I don't know why I've got this here. It's because I was working on it before it had wax on it, and I really love the finish. And yeah, so anyway, let's get on. I've got a glue gun here. Let me show you one of my first glue guns. So I use glue guns a lot in different projects, and we know we use glue guns to stick, and the glue sticks that you can get come in a variety of sizes. I've got two here that I use. The smaller one, They come in, as I say, they come in various sizes. So this smaller one is used in a smaller type of glue gun, and I think I stopped using this. Did I stop using it? I can't remember why. So yeah, this was my first glue gun, low temperature glue gun, and you know, it worked really well until it didn't. And the more projects I got involved in, sorry, I'm keeping this here to protect the table. The more projects I got involved in, the more I was using my glue gun. And I did one project where I made a cardboard bookcase. I've made several out of cardboard, so I was going through the glue sticks like nobody's business. Anyway, so yeah, they come in a variety of different sizes, and I think my next one will be a more industrial one. This is my latest one, and already I've used it so much that around the nozzle there should be a like a rubber. They make them out of rubber, but there should be a tip which covers that, just like this. So when you touch it, it's not so hot and you burn yourself, because burning yourself with the glue sticks is bad enough, but then, you know, the tip. And unfortunately, it could be better cared for. So I need to clean it up. I have to clean it up when it's slightly hot. But yes, kind of got messy. Don't need to clean it now. You don't need to clean it now, girl. Okay, let's get on with this. Yeah, so I find I normally put it down like that. It's got this little stand here, so you can do that. But I find the glue runs down, and you'll have little pools of glue at the bottom. They all kind of come with a stand, but it's not really practical. I don't find them practical. Anyway, this particular glue gun, the glue sticks were an odd shape, so you had to buy it from the particular supplier. So that's what I found a bit annoying, because most glue sticks come circular. Yeah, standard issue, but these ones were kind of an odd shape. And this was the bag that housed it. This is my smaller one, so this is for when I'm doing kind of smaller projects, and it's really handy. It's worked really well, and yeah, for smaller detail, you can control the glue coming out a lot better. This comes in high and low temperature, and yeah, I've kind of used the bigger one mostly, and that's why this looks so clean. And yeah, I'm gonna have to actually get some more glue sticks, because they're like only 10 cents a piece. So maybe I will get some of the smaller ones. So I have this little one beside me just in case, and then the other one that I had been using, it came in a case, and it's this one. So this I was using it in the UK, or I think this is my friend Barb's. Yeah, she had one, didn't she? Yeah, anyway, so this is the other one. It came in a case, and it came with 3 glue sticks, and yeah, they're standard in terms of, you know, the little stand, but I find, yeah, it kind of drips down, and you might see this one dripping as well. So think about the projects that you're doing. If you do mixed media anyway, I think you'll find that you will make use of a glue gun, again, depending on what kind of projects you're doing. I think it goes like this, doesn't it? Just like that. And this is twirled up somehow like that. So this is a handy case to have it in, but I use my glue gun on quite a regular basis, and so I just have it hanging beside me. And here are some of the glue sticks, you know, this size. These ones were broken off, but they come in this size, both in a thicker and a thinner variety, and then it comes in a, like, I think it's a 12-inch size. So the 12-inch size here costs like 25 cents for one. And yeah, so that's, I mean, that's, I don't know what more to say with the glue gun. Yeah, I find that, see, it's kind of like pooling already. There are some materials that you can't use a glue gun on because it will just peel off. Certain fabrics, non-absorbent materials. You can't stick plastic. You can't stick plastic using a glue gun. It will stick, but then it will come off. As a glue gun dries, it becomes plasticized, so it, you know, is plastic basically. So I don't think you have to kind of test the type of projects you're working with. Otherwise, you know, you'll make them and then they will come apart. If you're just using it, sometimes I just use it for quick projects like I do. I've made things like art journals, and this is just held together with the glue gun. I had put, I was going to cover this with fabric, and what you can see here, let me just come in a bit. What you can see here is where I'd put the glue gun along here, wrapped it, and then after it dried it just came off. But I felt what I was going to do was use the surface that the glue stick had, the glue gun had made, the texture, and then just painted it. So it paints fine, and then I just covered it in a kind of metallic rub-on, and then I've just added these you know, make art. So, and you know, it's stuck pretty well. I've just reinforced it because I'm painting here. I've just reinforced it with washi tape. But for a lot of the, let me just show you one more. This is another book that I kind of bound with the glue stick. It was just like, I just really want to make something quick, and put the cards together, glued them down the edge, and put a little, it's a similar way that you would do when you're doing bookbinding. So if you were doing the glue edge type, you would glue down the edge and put, it's like a little, it's usually cloth, very thin cloth, that would go over here, and then you would add glue and add the cover. So it just reinforces the spine slightly. But in here, I've just made sure that I'm just going to be, you know, I'm going to be doing quite a bit of painting, so reinforcing the spine with an additional piece of paper is, you know, just makes it last a bit longer. And yeah, that's kind of solid. So that's how, some of the ways in which I would use a glue gun. And again, you know, there are other ways in which you can, other projects in which you can use them on. So test it out first. Yeah, and find one that kind of suits your needs. Maybe buy a smaller one first and see how you go with that. Because I was doing bigger projects, I needed a bigger glue gun, and I think this is, there's one above this that I might progress to, again, just because of its sturdiness, and if I'm going to be using it a lot, and yeah, I just want something that's a bit more sturdy. Not that this isn't, but yeah, it just needs a little bit of a clean. But I've burnt myself many a time using this, so this area is like, this, it is an issue. That's why I have to be very careful. And yeah, I guess this is a fault design, that this would kind of just peel off. But yeah, was going to say I like my glue gun. Anyway, so that's the glue gun. If you want to see some more projects using glue guns, I even make my own frames, like just some simple cardboard frames from the glue gun. I'll show you. I've got one here. There, it's just a small one, and I've just glued the edges. This will then go on to be covered with fabric, and there are other elements that are going to be added to this. But yeah, it's just kind of cardboard, and it will be reinforced with the glue gun, especially in these areas where, you know, there's cardboard is the layer of papers, and then it's rippled as well and sandwiched in between. So this will, by the time it's finished, it will be, you know, a lot, you know, really strong. These holes won't be there because they'll be filled, and I fill them with the glue gun, and it just kind of makes this particular frame a lot stronger, and then it'll be covered with fabric, and it will, yeah, be a nice mixed media piece. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.